Hey, second grade social studiers, it's Miss Haverstick again. I'm so happy that you're back for another week of social studies. We have been learning so much about rules, those things that tell us what we should do, and responsibilities, different ways that we spread kindness and show respect and help to really take care of ourselves and each other. We know that one of the biggest ways people are responsible is with their community jobs. There are so many different jobs in the community, like engineering, being a doctor or a nurse, a police officer, a librarian, people who work at restaurants, who own businesses. Oh my goodness, second grade social studiers. There are so many different jobs in our community, so many different ways that people are in charge of what they do to take care of themselves and each other so that we have a great community to live in. Now, this week, I want to talk about a really special kind of community job. It's called the government. Our government in the United States of America is so responsible for taking care of our whole country. There are a lot of really important jobs in the government, and each one has very different but really important responsibilities. Let's start talking about government jobs by reading a really cool book. This book is called Duck for President. President? Being the president is one of the community jobs in the government that takes a lot of responsibility. Let's read this silly book that will show us some of the ways that a president is responsible and how someone even becomes the president. Duck for President by Doreen Cronin and Betsy Lewin. Running a farm is very hard work. At the end of each day, Farmer Brown is covered from head to toe in hay, horsehair, seeds, sprouts, feathers, filth, mud, muck, and coffee stains. He doesn't smell very good either. The animals have chores to do too. Pigs clean under the beds. Cows weed the garden. Sheep sweep the barn. Duck take out the trash, mow the lawn, grind coffee beans. At the end of each day, the pigs are covered in lint bunnies. The cows are covered in weeds. The sheep are covered in dust. And Duck is covered in tiny bits of grass and espresso beans. Duck did not like to do chores. He did not like picking tiny bits of grass and espresso beans out of his feathers. Why is Farmer Brown in charge anyway? Thought Duck. What we need is an election. He made a sign and hung it up in the barn. Farmer Brown must go. Farm election tomorrow. They're going to have an election. An election is a process that people, or in this case animals, can go through to choose who will be their next leader, who will be the president, the person in charge, person who will be so responsible for taking care of the whole community. They're going to have an election on the farm. The next morning, Farmer Brown found a poster on his front door. Vote Duck for a kinder, gentler farm. So that's what Duck is campaigning for. A campaign is when someone who wants to be the president, who wants to be a leader, goes around and shares what they would do if they were a leader. Duck is going around campaigning by making posters. Duck says that if he is elected to be the leader of the farm, he will be kinder and more gentle. Farmer Brown was furious. He's in the red zone. He ran to the barn and found the animals registering to vote. Voter registration. Voters must live on the farm, show valid ID, be at least this tall. Oh, the mice got together and protested the height requirement, so Duck crossed it off. Sometimes that happens. When people in the community aren't happy about a rule, they can share their voice, what they want, what they think is more fair. And Duck, he's being a leader. He's listening to their voice and he's changing the rules to make things more fair. We know that's a big part about being responsible. On election day, each of the animals filled out a ballot and placed it in a box. The vote was counted and the results were posted on the barn wall. Farmer Brown, 6 votes. Duck, 20. This page told us that part of the election is filling out a ballot. A ballot is a paper or an electronic vote that people, or in this case, animals, fill out to share what their vote is. They get to decide who they want to elect. And then these ballots are collected and they're counted to see who is the winner. Let's see, 6 or 20? Which one's bigger? Well, 20 is bigger. That's 2 10s or 6 1s. 2 10s is totally bigger. Looks like Duck won the election. Farmer Brown demanded a recount. One sticky ballot was found, stuck to the bottom of Pig. The new tally was Farmer Brown, still 6. Duck, 21. The voters had spoken. Duck was officially in charge. Running a farm is very hard work. At the end of each day, Duck was covered from head to toe in hay, horsehair seeds, sprouts, feathers, filth, mud, muck, and coffee stains. Running a farm is no fun at all, thought Duck. Vote for me! I'm a duck, not a politician. That night, Duck and his staff started working on Duck's campaign for governor. Oh my goodness. Duck decided that he doesn't like all of the responsibilities of being a leader on the farm, so he said, maybe I'll try and run for governor. This is another job in the community, in government, to represent a small group of people in the community. So Duck's going to campaign. He's going to share what he would do if he was the governor. Duck left Farmer Brown in charge and hit the campaign trail. He visited small town diners. He marched in parades. He went to town meetings. He gave speeches that only ducks could understand. So this is part of campaigning. A candidate, someone who wants to run for the government job, will go around talking with people, sharing what he wants to do when he is in leadership. The vote was counted and the results were posted in the local paper. The paper says, Duck wins by a nose. Miss Governor, 299,999 votes, and Duck, 300,000 votes. It's a lot of people voting. The governor demanded a recount. 2 sticky ballots were found stuck to the bottom of a plate of pancakes. The new tally was, Miss Governor, 299,999, and Duck, 300,002. Voters had spoken. Duck was officially in charge. So now Duck has the position, the community job as governor. Running a state is very hard work. At the end of each day, Duck was covered from head to toe in hairspray, ink stains, scotch tape, fingerprints, mayonnaise, and coffee stains. He had a very bad headache. Running a state is no fun at all, thought Duck. That night, Duck and his staff started working on posters for the presidential election. A duck for change. Duck, making us proud. I like Duck. So now Duck wants a different leadership position in the government. He doesn't just want to be governor. He is running for the President of the United States of America. He's campaigning again. He's going around sharing what he would do if he were president and trying to get people to vote for him. Duck left his staff in charge and hit the campaign trail. He kissed babies in local diners. He gave speeches that only other ducks could understand. He even played the saxophone on late night television. This is what sometimes a presidential candidate, someone who wants to be the president, will do. They go around to different communities, spreading the word about what they would do if they were elected president. They know that every single person gets to vote in an election. They get to fill out a ballot, and they want people to know what they're voting for when they choose them. On election day, the voters filled out their ballots in booths all over the country. The vote was counted and the results were announced on CNN. Decision America, Mr. President, 50,546,165. Duck, 50,546,000 or 50,546,170. Duck defeats the president. The president demanded a recount. 10 sticky ballots were found stuck to the bottom of the vice president. The new tally was Mr. President, 50,546,165, and Duck, 50,546,180. Duck still defeats president. The voters had spoken. Duck was officially in charge. Duck has now won the election to be responsible as the president of the United States. Running a country is very hard work. At the end of each day, Duck was covered from head to toe in face powder, paper cuts, staples, security bandages, Secret Service agents, and coffee stains. And he had a very bad headache. Running a country is no fun at all, thought Duck. Then he checked the help wanted ads. Duck needed, no experience necessary, must be able to mow the lawn and grind coffee beans. Duck left the vice president in charge and headed back to the farm. At the end of each day, Farmer Brown is now covered from head to toe in hay, horsehair, seeds, sprouts, feathers, filth, mud, muck, and coffee stains. And Duck is working on his autobiography. What a silly ending. Duck was writing the story about his life. That's what an autobiography is. This story is so important because it shows us that there are a lot of different kinds of jobs in the community, a lot of different kinds of jobs in the government too. We learned about a governor. There are also people called senators and people who are in the House of Representatives. And of course, there's the president. What is so important to know about these government jobs is that these people have to go through an election process. That means they go around and campaign, telling the community what they would do if they were elected, if they were chosen to be in this position. Then, once they're in these government positions, they have a lot of responsibilities. And that's what we're going to be learning about this week. We're going to learn about the different responsibilities of being president and having other jobs in the government. We know that responsibility is all about taking care of ourselves and others so that our whole community can work together as a team and be a really great place to live. Now, friends, after reading this story about a duck becoming president, I want to know, what would you do if you were the president? What would you say during your campaign if you decided to run for president? What's important for you? How would you take care of our community? I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Thanks for coming today, second grade social studiers. I hope you loved reading this book with me, and I'm so excited to learn all about government jobs.